3 months ago, the SCU, the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies, announced a talk at their upcoming conference titled "A Very Large UAP Crosses the North Pacific, observed by 5 pilots with 2 photos and a video." The description was quite extraordinary, saying, "The craft was at least a mile long, glowing against the dark sky, and was moving at about 20,000 miles per hour with no aerodynamic supporting surfaces." The conference happened, and here are the photos. You see a streak of light and some stars in the background. The video, for some reason, was not shown, but it was quickly determined that this was an older case from MUFON, and the video was available on archive.org. Metabunk sprang into action while the conference was still ongoing. Gideon posted a thread at 11:20. At 11:47, Captain Reynolds found a public link to the photos and the video, and 10 minutes later I said, "Looks like a Starlink train with the satellites close together." The photos and videos still had their EXIF data and were shot on an iPhone, so we could tell when the photos were taken down to the second. The video was shot at 11:38:38 UTC, but appears to have been trimmed a little, so the exact start time is a bit after that. The photos were at exactly 11:39:08, and then 16 seconds later at 11:39:24. Looking at the Wikipedia page of Starlink launches, I saw that there was one just 9.5 hours earlier at 2:14 UTC. I checked for other UAP reports around the same time and found one about an hour earlier which showed a more typical view of a Starlink train passing overhead. When this was blurred and brightened, the gaps in it matched the UFO from the video, so that seemed like a good candidate. Using the information in the MUFON report, I was able to find the 2 planes, and given the time in the photos, I found their exact locations. The photo and the video were taken from the Air Canada flight from Hawaii to Vancouver. Flarkey then tracked down the TLE data for the stack of satellites that were launched on that day. This is official data from NORAD that is very accurate. You can load this into Stellarium and display the exact position of the stack of satellites around that time. I took the 2 photos and then overlaid them by lining up the stars. The position of the satellite at that time gave a clue as to which region of the sky to look in, and I was able to find those stars. I could then overlay the image in Stellarium and see where the satellite stack was at the time of both photos. Turns out, it was in the exact same spot as the UFO in both photos, thus confirming that we were just looking at a young Starlink stack in an unusual position far away near the horizon. The video was slightly more fiddly as we don't know the exact start time, but we can still line that up with a few visible stars, and we see that the UFO falls exactly on the line taken by the Starlink train a few seconds earlier. Case closed. It's a bit odd this wasn't solved by the SCU or MUFON, but it's a great example of how even highly trained people like pilots can be fooled by something they have never seen before.